All right. Hello, everyone. How are you today? So this is the 28th of August, and this is on Saturday. So every Saturday, I cover some psychology or money management related topics, and today's topic is about psychology. It's about sleeping habit, or I would say that it's more of the habit before you go to sleep, because this is very important. After I became a full-time trader, every day, sometimes we take trades and we think about the markets every day. We screen charts every day. Whether you take a trade or not, you think about the markets. But by the end of the day, if you still think about the markets, if you still think about your losing trades or winning trades on that day, on that week, you can't really rest. Your brain doesn't rest in that way. So this is about the cognitive psychology, and I would like to introduce one of the effective way to reset your mindset and get ready for tomorrow's trades. So let's start. All right, let me squeeze my face and start the topic now. So before starting here, a quick disclaimer as usual. This is based on my own understanding, knowledge. So please take trades with your own risk management. And if you can follow the guidelines and rules in this live stream, that would be great. So let's say hi to everyone quickly and get into the topic for today. All right, I see Sorosh and Nami here. Maron and Gabby, thank you for joining. All right, and Kale, Blackwater, Thanan. All right, good to see you, everyone. Well, and Gaga, good to see you. Daluk, Crystal, thank you for joining. And Don FX and Carbon, good to see you too. All right, Deepak and Rogue, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. All right, Gaga says, can you talk about the Forex robots? And I don't use Forex robots, so there's nothing really to talk about. So I have prepared the slide or my memo. So based on this slide, I will talk about today's topic. So effective routine before going to bed as a pro trader is today's topic. So effective routine before going to bed. And so my question is, do you have some kind of routine before you go to bed every day? And if you do, please type it on the comment box or type in the chat. If you have already typed it on the Twitter or YouTube, that's fine, because I have created another poll last week and we have the result. So I have created these polls. Do you have a specific routine before going to bed? And YouTube, yes is 49%, no is 51%. And Twitter, yes is 52% and no is 48%. So both YouTube, Twitter, it's like break even. They are like 50-50 almost. So about 50% of traders have these routine before go to bed, and the 15 don't have it. And I do. I have the night routine before I go to bed, and which is effective as a full-time trader. So that's the main topic for today. Yeah. So like I mentioned before, previously, this routine before you go to bed is very important. Sometimes, speaking about the routines not to do before going to bed is like, for example, you better stay away from the screens because of blue light, or you don't eat too much before you go to bed, or you don't play games before you go to bed because your brain will be stimulated and you can't sleep well at night, or never drink alcohol before go to bed, because your level of sleep is going to be very less, and you can't sleep well. You might be waking up in the middle of the night if you drink alcohol before you go to bed. So these are not to do before go to bed, but in general, this is in general. But today, I would like to talk more about what to do before going to bed. So after the poll, I got some comments also. For those who says yes, I get these comments, and I've screened these comments, and most likely these are either reading books and watching YouTube and planning trades and meditate. But if you have more, please let me know in the chat. I would like to hear that also. I see some comments now here. Jay says, yes, I commented my routine on YouTube. Okay, YouTube, I watch YouTube. Marlon, I don't have, but I always watch YouTube before going to bed, all right? Roger says, yes, I always watch your live stream before I go to bed regularly and religiously. That's good. Thank you for watching my YouTube. Thank you for selecting my YouTube before going to bed. But to be honest, you better not to watch YouTube, or you better not watch smartphones or tablet before you go to bed, because your brain will be stimulated by this blue light, and you might not going to be able to sleep well. All right, Jay says, it helps me to be efficient and maintain a calm and happy mindset. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good. Yeah. All right, Soros says, listening light music. That's good. You can listen to some nice relaxing music before going to bed, so that you can kind of settle down on the emotion and go to bed. I think that's a good idea too. But today, let me be specific more on what I exactly do before I go to bed, and which is very effective as a pro trader. But before talking about it, I would like to introduce one of the studies of Mr. Calvin Newport at Georgetown University. And he says something about shutdown ritual. So every day, we have day, and we have to kind of shut down on what we have done on that day. And because unless you shut down your mindset before you go to bed or before you sleep, your brain is still awake on the things you have affected by what happened in the day. Sometimes, for example, when you lose the trade, or when you had a big day on that day, unless you do this shutdown ritual, your brain is still awake, and you might not gonna be able to sleep well, or you still remember the things you have experienced on that day on the next day, which is not really a good thing. So this shutdown ritual is what is important, and this is something that I do. So simply, this is the way you can shut down on that day, is by writing out what to do tomorrow. So it's very simple, but this is very powerful. You can practice from tonight. So before you go to bed, just take out note and pen, or you can just use tablet and write what to do tomorrow. Plan ahead what to do tomorrow. And this is the very effective way to shut down on what you have done on that day. So because when we go to bed, whether you read books or whether you watch YouTube, maybe my videos, or whether you watch movies, you might still remember the things you have done today, or yesterday maybe, or this week, or last week. You still kind of remember what you have done, and especially if these are kind of negative experience, you tend to remember more. So, and without shutting down these negative memories, by the end of the day, if you carry it over until tomorrow, then your brain doesn't rest well, and your stress level on next day is going to be increasing more. So your endurance level of losses might become weaker. So in normal condition, you might not going to feel so emotional frustrations when you lose. But if you carry over these negative feelings from the previous day, then when you lose on that day, you will have more stress, basically. And that's why you kind of have to shut down on these negative feelings in the day, and not to carry over on the next day. And simply you write out what to do tomorrow, and you don't carry over on the next day. And this is also another theory about from Daniel Levitin. He's a psychologist and neuroscientist, and he's also a musician. I used to read his articles when I was in university, when I was interested in music therapy, because I play the music and I have a psychological background. So I was interested in the music therapy, and I read some of his articles, and he says something similar. He says brain tries not to forget things, basically, and this is what he calls rehearsal loop. So this is L, rehearsal loop. So we humans tend to remember things so that we can improve things. This memory works what we call in the gray matter in the brain, and it tends not to forget, so that we can improve, we can remember things, so that we can avoid future mistakes. And this is the nature of human being. This is the nature of the brain function. But if you still carry over for a long time, then it's called trauma, or it is called a dilemma, or other forms of the memory that sticks in your mind all the time, especially when it's negative. Sometimes it affects badly on your personality or your emotion. And this is critical as a trader. If you want to become a pro trader, if you want to support your family, or if you want to support yourself as being a trader, you don't want to carry over these, I wouldn't say bad memories, but you don't want to carry over these negative feelings on, for example, next trade, or for example, next day. Because every single trade or every single day should be like individually managed, so that you don't carry over these feelings on the next thing that you do. But so this is kind of against our nature as in a human brain, but this is important as a pro trader, to be kind of isolate our emotion and our these negative feelings from personality. So once again, Carvin says, so shutdown ritual. In terms of shutdown ritual, it is to stop the rehearsal loop by planning what to do tomorrow. So by planning what to do tomorrow, simply by doing that, you can stop the rehearsal loop. And this is what he calls shutdown ritual. So before you go to bed tonight or next week, you can practice it. You can just take a note and pen or tablet and schedule on the calendar what to do tomorrow. But I don't recommend you to write to-do list, because to-do lists are the list of the things that you have to do tomorrow. And I have done it before, but to-do list, it gives you kind of pressure. If you can't fulfill one of these tasks, then you might regret. So I don't recommend to do the to-do list, but instead, if you have things to do tomorrow, then open the scheduler and fill the schedule on what to do. So for example, on the first 1 hour, you do this and on the next hour you do this, and next hour you do this. So kind of schedule and plan ahead tomorrow. And in this way, the brain starts to get ready for tomorrow and not carry over the things you have done today. And I do this every day. So I kind of plan ahead what to do tomorrow. And it's okay, I can't do everything. So for example, if I have like 5 tasks to do tomorrow, and even if I can do it, it's okay. Or simply, let's say I see some markets trending right now, and let's say tomorrow, if I see, for example, 3 markets be trending, then I kind of plan ahead what to trade tomorrow. I write down the pair, the name of the pair, and also time frame, the trending time frame, and create scenario. Write out the scenario, and even if it doesn't come true, it helps me to kind of shut down what I've experienced today and get ready for tomorrow's trades. So as human life, you can do it, and also as a trader, you can plan ahead, create trader plan tomorrow. So I've seen couple of replies on this on today's from previous question, planning trades. I think this is a good habit, and you can do it like more practically. Instead of like screening charts, only screen chart before you go to bed, you can write out the trading plans, and it becomes more effective. And I have noticed that this is very effective. And when I was losing for the first 2 years, I was only thinking about how to improve my trades and how not to lose anymore and how to win more. That was my main topic, and I didn't really think about planning ahead or looking back my trades. So looking back on your own trades is important, and you can do it also by the end of the day before you go to bed. But at the same time, plan ahead is also important in terms of shutting down what you have done today. And it works pretty well for myself, so it should work for you too. And I have seen a couple of other traders, couple of famous traders in Japan are also doing practicing the same shutdown ritual. So you can watch movie, you can watch my video, you can read books, but after doing this, please take maybe only 10 minutes or so and plan ahead, plan tomorrow, and it works very well. So this is the effective night routine I recommend for everyone if you are trading almost every day. And besides this actually, there is a routine every time I take trades, after I take trades. So, and it works. This shutdown ritual works every time you take trades too. So today's main topic is about night routine and get ready for tomorrow's trades. But let's say you close the position today, and let's say you end it with a loss, right? You end it with the loss, and so you track the journal, and you take screenshot, and you look back your own trades, which was losing, and then you might start to take another trade. You might start to look for another opportunity, but I don't recommend you to do that either, because if you without shutting down the previous trade, you might be carrying over your emotion to the next trade, and if you lose on the next trade, you might feel more painful. Although these are 2 losses, you might feel more pain on the second loss than the first one, because you don't shut down on each trade. So after you take a trade, especially when you lose, after you lose, plan ahead, plan for the next trade, right? So of course you have to look back and track the record, but after you trade a journal, you screen charts again and write out your trading plans. When you screen charts, identify which market is trending and only pick up the trending pairs if you are a trend follower, and write out these trading plans. And by writing out, you can shut down the previous experience and you don't carry over these emotions on the next trade. So technically, you can practice it on one single trade, and also you can practice it on one single day basis. And also you can do it on yearly basis. On yearly basis, it's a bit different. I have talked about it on the, I think it was a video in January 1st in 2020, how to set goals effectively. I have the video, so you can watch that video also. But yeah, you can practice it every day or every single trade. So yeah, what I really mean by that is I wanted to really tell that this shutdown is important. You know, when I was still losing, I never thought about shutting down from the previous trades. I kind of carry over my emotion, and because of course I was taking trades in a way to win back the losses, or I win more. So I never shut down, but I kept trading. So even if I win big, I still remember my losing trades, and I was not really happy with that because that pain is not cured yet in the past. So so yeah, this is the things that you have to practice by your own. So I say this, but unless practice it, it doesn't really help. So from tonight, I would like to experience this shutdown ritual is today's main topic. Yeah, so let's see. And meditation. I do meditate also. By the end of the day, just close my eyes, maybe 5 minutes, and that's it. I think about something while meditating, and it's okay. You can think about something. You can think about what to do tomorrow, what you've done today. You can think about anything when you're closing the eyes, but the closing the eyes is also important by itself. So when you hear about meditation, it's like some kind of practice, or like a kind of sophisticated practice or things like that. But for myself, meditation is just closing my eyes for 5 minutes and that's it. I don't really practice on certain form. I just sit down in a chair, and in a quiet environment, I sit down in a chair and close my eyes in 5 minutes also. And that's it. But it helps a lot. I do this before I take trades, or I do this before I do this live stream. If I still see myself a bit like unstable emotionally, or if I had a big day, before I do something new, I do something new trades, or I do some new live streams, or I do some new practices, I have to shut down, and meditation works also very much. So yeah, so once again, you don't have to know about the form of meditation, but you can kind of just close your eyes and just sit down, and that helps a lot. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you once again. Let me come back to some comments now. This is going to be a kind of relaxing, free talk from now. This is Saturday, and markets are closed anyways. So I think it's a good timing to talk about the psychology or mindset topics. Okay, Carbon says, same with Roget, because your live stream starts in 10 p.m. here in the Philippines. Okay, yeah, if that's the case, that's good. But take only maybe 10 minutes or so and write out what to do tomorrow. Meditation books, okay, Gabby? Yeah, and never be in front of the screen before go to bed. Yeah, I recommend everybody to stay away from the charts at least 1 hour before going to bed. If it's less than 1 hour, then you might still think about the markets. You can't really separate yourself from markets to bed. So I recommend 1 hour to stay away before you go to bed. All right, Jason, thank you for joining from Philippines. Good to see you too. Jeff says, excellent topic. I have started doing a type of tapping meditation, emotional freedom technique. Thanks, Kay. Oh, you're welcome, Jeff. You're welcome. Yeah, meditation works really. But if you haven't meditated in the past, if you never experienced meditation, 5 minutes, only 5 minutes of closing eyes might feel like forever. Yeah, that was a feel myself. When I was in Japan, before COVID, I used to go to Kyoto and meditate over there because there are many temples in Kyoto, especially springtime, fall season, the cherry blossoms and color trees are so beautiful. So I used to go to Kyoto and meditate. In there is there's a person temple, and there is a certain form of meditation for 1 hour, and we eat some very like a light meal, and that's it for the meditation routine in Kyoto. But even here in the house, in Tokyo or in Dubai, I practice meditation once in a while per day. So yeah, you have to know the way to shut down from the past. And basically, that's the important topic for today. Kale says, in the past, I used to study through K videos, about 5 videos, but it seems to be too much for my brain, so I charged the habit of regularly studying 2 videos of Mr. K every day and seeing obvious results. Oh, that's good, that's good. So you have schedule of the reviewing videos, 2 videos, studying regularly. That's good. Thank you for studying it. It's really nice. Yeah, and I'm really glad to see the results over time. All right. Oh, Danny, thank you for the reminder. If you liked it, please press the like button before you leave, and that would be great. Aditya says, Mr. K, during your trading career, have you ever made a trading journal in video format like the one described in the second channel, which is more effective between writing journals or videos? Yeah, so I have made a trading journal in video, yes, before, when I was a newbie. Because unless we speak out, we never know what you think in your head. So writing out is easiest form to think visualize what you think, objectively. But if you can record a video, and if you speak about your strategy, or if you speak about entry reasons and exit reasons, that helps a lot. That helps a lot. Yeah, at first you might feel embarrassing, because you have to see your own talk. It might be embarrassing, but you will get used to it. You get used to it, and it's also very effective. You might be able to hear your tone of voice and what you say, your mind. You can kind of trace your mind in that way. So I recommend everybody to record video and upload on YouTube, basically. Yeah, it's effective also. Hussein says, I watch comedy shows and watch Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox video. Big fan of Cosmos, which gives me peace of mind. That's good, that's good. Yeah, this is my meditation, okay. Yeah, you can watch your favorite show. That's fine too. You can kind of relax. When you laugh, you relax the brain, so it's also important. Yeah, or crying is also important too. When you cry, that also your brain also relieves. So either cry or laugh will help when you have a negative experience. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Ivan says, hi Kay, the nice topic for today, how to shut down our emotion when we try to revenge our lost trade. Yeah, so you can shut down your emotion by planning ahead on the next trade. So you can think about the losing trades, but instead of thinking about the losing trades, by writing out your next trading plan, that helps to shut down emotion. And simply you do this every time you take trades. So never jump into the market. You have to create scenario. You have to first screen charts, see which one trending, which one ranging. And when you see trending market, simply look for the entry edge. But before placing buy or sell, always create scenarios and plan ahead. Because it not only helps you to improve your trades, but also it helps you to shut down from your previous trades. AUD says, hi Mr. K, I don't think I've seen you talking about it in the previous video. What do you think of the MACD indicator? MACD I don't use, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I prefer stochastics. I used to use RSI, stochastics, and I don't really use MACD. I simply didn't have a chance to use MACD, so simply I don't use it. But I think it's a nice indicator. I've seen many traders using MACD. So as long as you have this basic concept of how to use indicators, I think that's okay, which is never against the major direction. So I use stochastics and I take only gold cross when it goes up, only dead cross when it's going down. And you can do the same in MACD also. Okay, so yeah, that was the topic for today. I hope you enjoyed today's talk about effective routing before going to bed. So yeah, please practice from today, because unless you practice it, you never know what the turnout will be. And for myself, it is very useful. So I'm sure it also helpful for you too. Okay, so yeah, so I hope you have a great weekend. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow there will be a forecast, weekly forecast. I will cover forex pairs in gold, oil, and indices and news for next week. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Or for those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you at the Ichimoku membership live afterwards in about 20 minutes from now. So yeah, once again, I hope you have a great weekend. So see you next time. Until then, please stay healthy, stay safe, and also stay gold. All right, bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.